This program made possible in part by the Tuolumne County Visitors Bureau, welcoming visitors from around the world to Yosemite, California's Gold Country, and the High Sierra. Tuolumne County Visitors Bureau, a proud supporter of Walkin, California.
I'm Steve Weldon. I'm an adventure nut and a hiking fool, and boy do I love to explore. California's my home, and nothing beats taking to the trails, the roads, and the byways. Come join me while I trek across our Golden State, discovering special places and special folks. Walkin, California. We started our Catalina Island journey out of the San Pedro Harbor on the Catalina Express. It was a cool gray morning as we pulled out, headed up the channel to the open ocean. As I ferried out, I got to take in all the interesting views of the LA Harbor with its large ships, tugboats, and massive cranes that unload the goods from one of the busiest harbors in the world. After we hit the open ocean, I got a minute to speak with the captain of the boat and hear about his days as a skipper and the marine life he's encountered over the years. How long have you been a boat captain, Michael?
37 years.
Wow. What's the most interesting thing you've ever encountered as far as aquatic wildlife?
Basking sharks, number one, killer whales, hammerheads, all the different sharks, mako, great whites, a lot of whales. Big blue whales are my favorite, and I like the humpback whales. We also have the rare ones, the minkies and the finbacks.
Now, when do the whales begin to migrate?
The gray whales, in wintertime, they're going to run down from Alaska down to Mexico. Same with the humpbacks. The blue whales seem to be on a different time schedule.
Okay.
They're kind of with the finbacks, and they can be in the off season. You know, they can be in spring. They can just be hanging around. Depends on the food too, because they eat krill. It's all about the food.
Well, thank you very much, Captain. We really appreciate it, and thanks for having us on. After a brief stop to let folks off in Avalon, we were off again, and boy was I excited. Our destination? Two Harbors. As we traveled along the shoreline, I got to see some spectacular coastline of the island, from the jagged mountains and shoreline cliffs to some real beautiful inlets along the way. It was still cloudy and cold and overcast, but I wasn't going to let that dampen my spirits while I enjoyed even more incredible sights as we came in for a safe docking at Two Harbors. I was excited to get started, as we were just about to hike and discover the Trans-Catalina Trail. Today, we're not just walking California, we're walking Catalina. Take a look. What a beautiful place to be. 21 miles of the Trans-Catalina Trail. We're going to do it, and we're going to start off today. But we need a little help. As a matter of fact, I'm here with a Conservancy ranger from the Catalina Conservancy. Laura, what do you do here at the park?
I'm out here on the landscape, helping people find directions where they need to go, teaching them about the flora and fauna that we have on this unique island. And I'm here in case anything goes wrong. So I'm here for any kind of public safety need.
And you gave us good instruction before the hike. And Hillary, what do you do here at the Conservancy?
My title is the Interpretation and Outreach Specialist. I'm with the Education Department, and I work up at the Nature Center in Avalon Canyon. A lot of people come to the island, visit the town of Avalon, and think they've seen the entire island and have no idea how much there is to explore.
Yes, you can take the ferry to Avalon and you can rent a hotel, or you can go to Two Harbors, you can hit the trail, you can find out all these beautiful spots a mile or 2 or 5 or 10 miles away, and I think we're going to really treasure this trip. And that's what I'm so excited about, because we're going to take on 21 miles of the Trans-Catalina Trail. We're going to take you out of the house, we're going to get you on the trail, we're going to do about 7 miles a day. You ready, girls?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're going to start our hike near the Two Harbors boat launch, and we're going to head clockwise. We're going to head on up until we get to Fence Line Road, and we're going to head north to Parsons Landing, where we'll spend night 1. Now on day 2, we're going to head on out to Emerald Bay, then down to Howland's Landing, and we're going to complete the loop down at Two Harbors. When we get to Two Harbors, we're going to take a shuttle. We're going to shuttle on down due south until we get to Little Harbor, where we'll spend night 2 and get refreshed and ready for day 3. Day 3, we're going to head right back up on north on that incredible trail by the Banning House all the way back to Two Harbors. Let's get started. Boy, this is pretty darn steep.
Oh, you know, there's actually a saying on Catalina that there's only two directions,
There's only
up
two
and down.
Up and down? Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean,
Because
it's
I
very
was about
steep.
to lose my sense of direction, but you're right. We've gone up, we've gone down. And I'm just amazed by all the beauty of the flora, the fauna, and there's a relationship here between the wildlife and all the plant life. They nurture each other, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. Take this oak tree here,
Okay.
for example.
Uh-huh.
This is one of our endemic oaks on the island. And
Okay.
so, an endemic, of course, is a species that lives in a really small range, is really specific to a place. So this is the scrub oak, and it's home to the Hutton's vireo, which is another endemic, as
Okay.
well as the Bewick's wren. And you're actually gonna find that the more of these oaks you find together, the more of these birds there's going to be. So as the oaks fragment due to maybe land use by people,
Okay.
that's gonna affect the population of the birds and the species that are going to be present.
Okay, and you've got a lot of birds and you've got some beautiful animals, the gray foxes here.
Yeah, and actually the gray fox is another one of our endemic species, and it's called the Catalina Island fox because it is endemic to here and nowhere else in the world. And it's
Okay.
actually a dwarf species.
And they're endangered, aren't they?
They're at a threatened status.
Okay. We've been hiking all day, Hillary, and it's absolutely beautiful. The bays, there's nothing to not like, that's for sure. But let me ask you something. It's been cloudy for the last 4 or 5 hours. Is that normal?
It's not always normal, but I've got to tell you, I'm loving it. It's great hiking weather.
Me too, it's wonderful.
And the plants are too. This cloud cover is what the population of plants out here needs to survive. It is really important for keeping the moisture in, and the rainy season on the island is, November through March, and so we're getting into that season. So this fringe season is keeping them from drying out too much.
Okay, about how many inches of rain do you get a year?
We say on average 12, but
Okay, that's not much.
no.
But with
and-
all the marine layer that you have, you're saying that this helps keep everything fairly moist and helps the plants grow, and that gives the wildlife more to eat, so you're much better off, right?
Oh, that's absolutely true.
And
yeah.
this is a stunning view here. What's the name of this bay?
This is Lobster Bay, Steve.
Lobster Bay. Okay. That reminds me of a song, a country song, one of my
what's
favorites.
that?
It's called I Lobster, Then I Flounder.
Very good.
You come up with all these sayings that I haven't heard before.
About 30 minutes ago, I guess we were at about 700 or 800 feet lower than we are right now, and I was talking about the cloud cover, and we've come up a few hundred feet, and now we're in a total fog bank, and it's cold up here, Hillary.
Yeah, what a difference just 700 feet can make. We're about 1,500 feet at the top of Silver Peak here, and we really have walked into a cloud.
We sure have, and I bet it's 10 or 15 degrees cooler now.
Oh, certainly. I'm cold through this sweatshirt.
Well, we've had to add on a layer, that's for sure. And it just gets colder. Now, when we get down to Parsons Landing tonight, am I going to be this cold?
You never can make any promises, but
Okay.
it's definitely going to be colder up here on the ridge.
Okay, I don't want to feel like an Eskimo tonight when I get down to the island. In its own way, this is really beautiful.
It does go to show that you have to come prepared, though. What
You
a
sure do.
difference it can make from the coastline up onto the ridge. So pack your swimsuit, pack your sweatshirt.
All this in 30 minutes. Catalina Island at its best. All this erosion, this is not just a little bit of erosion, this is a ton. So this is caused by torrential rains, or?
Absolutely. So if there are no plants, there's no roots to hold the soil in place. And so it's a combination of that southern facing aspect and all of the livestock throughout the years, and then huge rain events that are going to wash all that soil.
How much rain could they get maybe at a time?
I'm going to say that 4 to 5 inches, that's going to be
Wow.
a huge rain
And when
event.
you only get a foot a year, you get 12 inches and you get 4 or 5 inches at one time.
Yeah, not a real common event, but when
Wow.
it happens, it's going to take a lot of that
Sure.
unprotected soil away with it.
Arriving in Parsons Landing tonight really grounded me with my thoughts and how much I really appreciate moments like this. It's kind of hard to believe you only have to go 26 miles to get away from it all. And it sure is nice to relax and to enjoy the gentle sound of that rolling surf coming in. This is what life is really all about. Kevin, thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And we've got a lot of questions for you. You're going to be our guide. I'm excited about it.
Yep.
Well, you guys do a great job of protecting a lot of the species around here. Matter of fact, in the 90s, I understand that DDT nearly made the bald eagle extinct in this area.
Yep.
And the golden eagle.
Yep. And the pelicans were also affected.
Okay, and what are you doing to help that? What are you doing to conserve in that respect here?
In conjunction with the Institute for Wildlife Studies, we'd collect the eggs out of the nests when they were first hatched because the DDT caused their eggs, the shell of their eggs to thin.
Okay.
So when the parents tried to incubate the eggs, they would crush them and the eggs would die.
Wow,
so
how interesting.
Right after they were laid, a biologist would go up into the tree and gather the eggs, and then we put them in an incubator and raise them. And as soon as they hatched, we'd take them back out to the nest and reintroduce them. But we'd leave a fake egg in the parents' nest. So they would think it was their real egg, and then all of a sudden, whoa, there's my baby, and it's already this big. But they would take right to it, and then they would treat it just like an ordinary baby.
Boy, that's brilliant.
So now over time, the DDT levels have been reduced slightly just over time. And the pollution is dispersed a little bit, so they're starting to be able to breed on their own now without us having to interfere.
So
with
they're
them.
increasing in numbers.
Yes, they are. One thing we do at the Conservancy is we have volunteer groups come out here and they do beach cleans.
Before we left, I picked up a pack of smoke and a plastic bottle. It's real easy to do your part to clean up. Grab a bag and grab the plastic, grab the cigarette butts, and grab all the stuff people leave behind.
We encourage anybody to come on out and volunteer with us. It's
That's
a great day on the
terrific.
beach.
And leave it cleaner for the next generation. Leave it cleaner for the next camper. It's a no-brainer. Pick it up, hike it out. We got out of the big city, and you know what? We've been hiking for a day and a half, and you are the first hikers we have come across, and this is just absolutely wonderful. Now, I got to ask you a question, sir. Are you a hiker or a biker?
Well, I'll tell you, if you come to Catalina Island, you're a little bit of everything. You're a hiker, a biker, diver, whatever, and so you can see as a composition.
Well, it's the helmet and
I
everything.
got the helmet. By the way, in the back I have some fins. So
You biked up here,
that's correct.
and now you're gonna hike down here because it's a single trail, correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Preserve Catalina as best we can.
Preserve Catalina is right. You're doing your part, and you seem like you're going to be a real good steward. Now, you're coming down, what, for a picnic, or?
We'll have lunch. We brought some lunch with us and then swim for a while and then come on back and go back to the Banning House.
To the Banning House. Oh, the Banning's one of the first entrepreneurs out here on the island back in the 1890s.
Correct.
Yeah, there's a lot of history here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, you guys have that gleam in your eye, and it looks like you're ready for a great day.
We are.
We are. Sun comes out, and it's ready to come out, and we're ready to go.
We're off to a great start on the Trans-Catalina Trail. We came up to the top of this rise, and it is absolutely beautiful. This is stunning, Kevin. What's the name of this cove?
This is Emerald Bay.
Emerald Bay. Well, I thought it would be the Mediterranean. This is incredible. It's so clear.
You can usually see 20 feet down, clear as could be.
I would love to go swimming right there. We've got LA County, 10 million people, and there are 5 of us on this island, right here on this part of the island. We've run into 2 people in the last 3 hours on this trail. I can't believe that these people aren't coming over and enjoying this for what it is. This is absolutely beautiful.
Yes, it is.
And we've got more to see today. We've had a barrel of fun on the trail. It's just amazing. And all these views and spectacular turnouts. If you don't hike it, you don't get to see it. This sign, this is great.
Yeah, I built that sign.
You built that sign. Well, it says a lot. And I think I like the last line best. It says, treat the land with care and respect.
That's what it's all about, Steve.
It sure is. This is great. Thank you for a wonderful day. It's time for a little dip. Woo! Nice. Hi, we're out here at Little Harbor again. I went for a great swim. We've set up the campsite, and I went for a little walk, and I ran into these nice people, and I couldn't help but notice what they were doing. And it's a great thing for Catalina Island. They're picking up trash.
Right.
And I appreciate that. What's your name?
My name's Tori.
Hi, Tori.
Nice
I'm
to
Steve.
meet you.
Hi.
I'm Nick.
Nice to meet you. Now, you're picking up trash on the island. What possessed you to do such a thing?
Well, we go pick up trash wherever we go. Every beach that we walk on, it's a simple thing to do.
Well, it is an easy thing to do, and it's good for the environment, and it's such an easy, simple thing. And if everybody would do this, this world would be a better place. Now, where are you all from?
Well, we're from Minnesota.
From Minnesota?
That's right.
Yeah. So you're living out here now?
That's right.
Yep. Terrific. Are you on vacation?
We're on our honeymoon.
Your honeymoon?
We are,
well,
yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's terrific.
Thank you.
All right. Now, so what do you do for a living here?
We're both in the Marine Corps.
You're in the Marine Corps. And may I ask you your rank?
I'm a first lieutenant.
A first lieutenant?
Yes.
I'm a second lieutenant.
A second lieutenant?
So he's got to call me ma'am.
He's got to call you ma'am. I know where he is in the pecking order. Well, thanks for your service to our country. Thanks for your service out here helping. And we hope you enjoy California, because we enjoy people like you living here, people who appreciate the environment. Thank you so much. In 1924, 14 American bison were brought to the island for the filming of the movie The Vanishing American, based on the Zane Grey novel. Over the decades, the bison herd grew to as many as 600 animals. The current population is around 150 bison on Catalina Island.
We need to respect this guy's space, so we're keeping a little bit away. We're gonna enjoy this guy. We're just gonna watch him for a minute.
Now, the difference between the bison and the buffalo is that the bison is a North American version of the buffalo, and the buffalo is generally found throughout Asia and Africa. Here in North America, you'll find that the bison have a beard, and they're more adaptive to cold weather.
It's pretty darn cool.
We're here at Little Harbor. We're about to settle down for the night, but we're going to have a little hootenanny, a little campfire. And I want to thank a couple of guys that have been working for us the last couple of days, and I want to sing their praises. I'm talking about Seamus on my left, I'm talking about Stefan on my right. These guys have been carrying the load, and I thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
Appreciate it. And we're going to do a little ditty. You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, guys, here we go. This morning I set out to do some hiking on the Catalina Trail, when I heard a young feller holler, "Hey, is that an old man or a snail?" Well, went down to Little Harbor where there's no cell phone service. There's nothing but clear blue water to love and no emails to make you nervous. So don't be a slouch, get off the couch before you wake up dead, 'cause the prettiest sight you ever saw is right there straight ahead. Well, the prettiest sight you ever saw is right there straight ahead. Catalina, that's all. Well, it's day 3 on the trail, the Trans-Catalina Trail. We've had a great first 2 days of hiking. It's our last day, and we are with our star guide, Miss Hillary. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well today.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about it. How far are we going to go today on the trail?
It's about 4.5 miles to 2 harbors.
Okay, and I hear it's absolutely breathtakingly beautiful.
Oh, this is one of my favorite parts of the trail. We're going to be right along the coast. Going to get some beautiful views.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
It'll be terrific.
You know why this place looks like Tahiti?
Like Tahiti?
Yeah, have you heard
does.
that? Yeah, it looks like Tahiti because this is where they actually filmed Mutiny on the Bounty with Clark Gable.
Really?
Yeah, so they planted all these palm trees.
Wow, what a treat. We got to camp in the exact spot where they filmed Mutiny on the Bounty in 1935, and it won Best Picture that year. I did some research on Catalina's movie history, and since 1910, over 500 films, documentaries, commercials, and TV shows have been filmed here. From some of the era's earliest films like Feet of Clay from 1918, Treasure Island in 1934, and countless other films into the modern era. Catalina the Little Hollywood of the Pacific. Boy, the topography here is just amazing, and the view is magnificent with the ocean over here and Little Harbor over here where we camped last night. It was absolutely beautiful. Let me ask you something, Hillary. This other cove, where's that?
Yeah, so we are here in Little Harbor on this side, and then on the other side of this rock formation right here is Shark Harbor.
Oh,
and
okay.
so Little Harbor is a little bit more enclosed. It's kind of nice for snorkeling because it's calm.
Sure.
Shark Harbor, sandy bottom, kind of fun to play in the waves over there. Yeah.
This peninsula that juts out from the mainland, what is that called?
Yeah, so this rock that's separating the two harbors is called famously the Whale's Tail.
The Whale's Tail?
Yeah.
Well, now hang on,
absolutely.
let me see if I can get it, okay?
All right.
Let me see if I can figure it out. Okay, so the whale's head would be over on this right side, is that correct?
I'm pretty sure that we're just looking at the whales facing that way and the tail's coming out this way.
Yeah, the tail comes around and comes back this way, right? The loop is right there? So that would be the whale's tail?
Yeah, sure.
It looks like it to me. What?
However you see it.
That's great. Well, there's a ton of history about this island too.
Absolutely.
You were talking about that.
Man, the story of this island is so good. It makes my job easy, actually. And Little Harbor is a great place to tell some of the early human history of the island because the Native American tribe that is associated with the island is the Tongva, also called the Gabrielino. Sometimes you hear that. And the oldest archaeological evidence that we have on the island is actually from Little Harbor, and it dates about 7,000 to 8,000 years ago.
Wow, 7,000,
yeah,
8,000 years
exactly.
ago.
The Tongva were a marine people, and so they used these wooden plank canoes. They were sewn plank canoes.
They did that?
Yeah,
Wow.
and so this naturally occurring asphaltum comes up through the ground. You can find it on beaches, and they would use that to seal the canoe.
Okay.
And actually, Little Harbor was a really important site because up near the airport, there's a lot of this metamorphic rock called soapstone.
Okay, and that's steatite.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yay, I got one right.
There you go, exactly. Well, the soapstone was really important to them because you could heat it up really hot and cool it down and it wouldn't crack.
Okay.
And that was really important to them to actually have a vessel, a bowl called oyas that they could cook in. And we can find Catalina soapstone in archaeological evidence as far east as Colorado and as far north as Oregon.
Wow, that had a lot to do with their sustainability, plus the fishing and the abalone and all that together.
Yeah, absolutely. We know they got most of their protein from the ocean. We can see that in those midden sites, those Native American trash piles, if you will. Yeah, so we've learned a lot about them. And one of the archaeologists actually said to me once, you know, the story's always changing because we're learning about these people by digging through their trash piles. And so what would they learn about you if they just looked at your trash
Well,
piles?
that's a perfect example of someone's trash is somebody else's treasure.
Absolutely. We have 6 species of cactus. They actually bloom a little bit later than a lot of things. They'll come, you know, early to mid-summer, and they're still going. If you get, you're gonna still see some cactus blooms around. We saw one the other day together.
Oh, okay, yes, we did.
Yeah,
And it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Those cactus fruit that you see are a huge source of food for the Catalina Island fox.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. And so they actually can knock them off, and they have those little spines on them, and they'll bat them around and get those off so they can get to the fruit without getting stuck. I'm so happy to be out here.
I am too.
How you doing, Steve?
Oh, no hill for a climber.
Oh, there you go. I'm glad.
I feel like a mountain goat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we're at the top of the world.
Yeah, it feels worth it when you get up here.
Oh my gosh, this is great. We have arrived over 20 miles of the Trans-Catalina Trail, and what a treat it's been for me. I got to tell you, we have some wonderful folks that have helped us with the Catalina Island Conservancy. Laura, she got us kicked off. She got us on the right foot at the start of the Trans-Catalina Trail. That was 2 days ago. And then, of course, Hillary. Hillary has been our guide on the first day and again today, and you've given us all this geological knowledge. You have just been wonderful, and I really do want to thank you guys at the Catalina Conservancy. You're really terrific at what you do, and I love that twinkle in your eyes. And I want to know if you want to thank anybody, Hillary.
You know, I would like to thank the Wrigley family for donating the land to the Conservancy in the 70s and protecting the amazing biodiversity that's here on the island.
And I thank you, the viewer, for hiking the trails with us, and I encourage you to get off that couch, get off that computer, get off that cell phone, and go walk California, because that's what life's all about, and we need to get every little ounce of joy we can out of it. Have a great day and be good to yourself. You deserve it. Hi, Steve here with a special request. If you get out on the trail and you drop something, please pick it up and haul it out. If another hiker drops something, turn the other cheek and pick it up for them. Then you can smile and say to yourself, I did something good today. Let's keep California beautiful together. There's only one way to say goodbye from Catalina Island, and that's with a big old buffalo burger. Thanks to all the crew, you made it happen. Cheers to you. Yeah. Mm. 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 Mm.